What's next in the process is really starting to understand the client's goals and objectives, start to look at the zoning, understand the limits of the site in terms of setbacks, heights, Conservation Commission issues, Historic District Commission issues, if that's appropriate. And you start to create an outline or a program that defines the parameters that you can work in. When we think about a project for a client, we have multiple approaches that we typically would use. We need to evaluate, is this in a historical context? Is it based on some type of history? Is it a pure new build that might be sympathetic architecturally to some styles that are in the area? Or do we have the latitude to be much more creative in terms of an open piece of land that really doesn't have to recall or respect any particular context? If the property that we're talking about is in a historic district or it's a landmark property, we really need to look at the elements that the Historic District Commission would be looking for. And their jurisdiction typically is what's visible from a public way. So the pitch of the roof, the materials, the window details, the character, scale, and patina of everything from the brick or stone on a foundation. Everything that you touch and feel becomes an important piece of the equation. So we need to develop a design that is responsive to the goals and objectives of the Historic District Commission, coupled with the goals and objectives of the client. If we're presented with a renovation of a house that doesn't necessarily have any historic significance or value in its current form, we oftentimes look at other historical precedents that we could introduce to this house in a way that will then make it feel more historic. Sometimes we're removing the vinyl siding or the windows that are incorrect, or the size of the windows that are incorrect, or moving the front door from where it had been to where it might have been in the past. So we look to history to give us some guideline of what this house might have been, but its current form may not reference any of those historic elements. In this case, I'm not looking to the project to be a pure historic preservation. I'm really looking to history to give me a guideline of what might have been, but I have certain licenses to take here to make significant changes to perhaps a primary facade and bring it back into the context of what could have been. Another form that we have to deal with is creating a brand new house that's not based on any historical context. And there we start to rely on scripting of what this house might have been to the family that inherited the house. So we start to use scripting in a more dynamic way to get to a solution that the client's happy with and that meets my goals as their architect and their goals as the end user. If we have a total blank canvas, for example, we're working on a large homestead in Idaho on a 1,000-acre ranch. So there's nothing there right now that we have to relate to in terms of scale, building types, or materials even. So we're developing from scratch a whole new vocabulary of what a Montana or Idaho or Western United States farmstead would look like. So we have a lot of flexibility, but we still start to look at historical reference points that the client may find appropriate. This particular project is actually going to have overtones of New England vernacular, and with outbuildings and a large family barn and some other outbuildings and a guest cottage. So it's a blend of a number of different things, all seamlessly fitting onto the linear landscape.